Hey guys, it's me, Daryl. For those of you that know me, welcome back. For those of you that don't, I am a business coach that works with leaders, entrepreneurs, and ambitious professionals to build the life and the business they really want. And I want to talk to you guys today about failure. Now, failure is a funny thing because I don't know about you, but let me start like this. So I was working with a coach a few months back, and yes, I have coaches that I work with to help me grow, to help me develop. I am a guy that certainly eats his own dog food. So I was working with this coach, and after doing an assessment, he said, one of the things about me and my personality is it's really easy for me to silver line things, right? Find the silver lining in just about anything. And as I thought about that statement, I could see how true it was and how I can turn any challenge, any negative, just about anything, I can find the positive in it. And I think that's a great trait. But it also allows me to numb things, to push things down and kind of ignore some of the realities I may be facing. So when I talk about failure, that came up for me because I've seen that I do this with failures in my life, with places that I've fallen short, things that I haven't gotten quite right. And when I reflect on why do I do that, I think part of it is because I do believe that failure, putting myself out there, taking risk, is an important part of the kind of growth that I want for my life. I think that walking through those failures and having those experiences is going to ultimately lead me to where I want to be and how I want to feel. And I have that. I have a lot of the things that I've been wanting to have in my life. I'm building the business I'm deeply passionate about. I'm serving people in some powerful ways. Right? So I know that to be true for me. Right? But there's also something to be said about failure. And I talk to a lot of clients about failure. What are your thoughts on failure? How do you see it? Is it something that you avoid? Do you look back in your history and say, well, I've never really failed at anything, right? Because we can spin it in a way that feels like success. Is it something that you think so often about that it has you living small? It keeps you stuck. It keeps your business stuck in this place that it currently is instead of being what it truly can be. That it keeps your life stuck in this place instead of being what it truly can be. Failure terrifies us. The idea that we're going to fail, especially in the things that matter in our relationships, right? With our spouses, with our kids, with our family, with our friends, in our businesses, right? For our clients and customers, for our employees, for ourselves. Right? Failure in the eyes of our parents, right? This idea of failure terrifies us. And for so many people I talk to, it keeps us small and keeps us stuck. I was talking to an old business partner of mine not long ago, and he used to always have this analogy that he'd use, and he brought it up, and that's what actually inspired this video. He was talking about failure, and he said, man, it's a good thing that we learn to walk as babies and not as adults. If we didn't learn to walk until we were 35 years old, there would be a lot of 35, 36, 37-year-olds running around in wheelchairs today. Right? And his point is this, right? For those of you that have kids, you watch your kids when they first start learning to walk. They go from crawling to walking. They stand up on tables. They take one or two steps and they just fall right down, right? And they fall over and over and over again. They don't get mad about it. They don't think about it. They don't reflect on it. They don't worry about it. They just keep going. They get up again and again and again. They know that this next moment is the only one that matters. Maybe they learned something. Maybe they took something from their last adventure, but they're going to keep trying and trying again. And then somewhere along this path to adulthood, we learn to fear failure. We learn to run from failure. We learn to hide from failure. So we stop trying things. We stop taking risks. We stop taking chances. We don't try to walk into new arenas. We don't try to walk into new opportunities. Instead, we stay small. We don't want to risk it not working out. What would it look like in your business today if you were to adopt that mindset of the 1-year-old trying to walk, the 7-month-old trying to walk, where you're falling down over and over and over again, but that's just part of the way to success. That's an important and necessary step in making it to success. Right? What would it look like for you to get out of the wheelchair that you're stuck in and truly run at some things that scare you a little bit, that scare you a lot? If I told you that you had to walk through some failures in order to get what you really want, how willing would you be to do that? And I challenge you to reflect and think about that today. Think about your approach to failure and think about some things you want in your life, but you haven't been willing to put yourself out there in a way that allows you to get them, allows you to receive them. And if this is something that you're dealing with, this is something keeping you stuck, hit me up. These are the kind of conversations that I love to have. You see, we can use failure. We can use it as fuel. We don't have to run from it. We don't have to judge it. It's not good or bad. It's just something that is. Right? It's a part of all of our journeys. If you're watching this, you've probably failed at something in your life, and you will probably fail at something again. But if we process those failures correctly, they can lead us to exactly what we want to get and become who we want to be. So if this is something that you're struggling with, if you're ready to get unstuck, if you're ready to put yourself out there, if you're ready to really go chase something big, something complex, something that scares you, give me a call. I love to partner with you as you take on that challenge. You can hit me up on this platform. You can hit me up in my email. You know how to get a hold of me. DarylSweeney.com, tons of ways. Tackle something big, risk falling down, and experience what it feels like to finally walk. Talk to you guys soon.